The owner of the store I work at told me I'm not allowed to drink water. For work's sake. She says, apparently it is in my contract, but I was doing research and I can't find a definite answer on whether or not he can do that. Do any of you know anything about this?
I've never been told that I can't drink water at work before. Beer? Yeah, they've told me I can't drink beer, but never water.
Yeah, they said no water, but they didn't say anything about beer or some whiskey, maybe.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. I think I've heard of a place like that, though. Yeah, I think it's called prison.
I just don't understand. Maybe it's because they're excessively drinking water. I guess it could be like crazy. They're drinking it just all moments of the day. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like tiny sip here and there. What do you reckon?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I would think that, law would require that to be accessible, at least, right? Like bathroom breaks and other things like that, that, you need to provide or have access to. I don't know. But they say it was in their contract, in a contract that you can't drink water.
But if it's in the contract that you can't drink water, then basically the contract is saying that you're contracted to die. You're being paid sign a contract that told me that I needed to die to fulfill my job requirements. I don't know about you, Matt.
It's contractual dehydration.
That's right.
Performance training or something.
Your shift is not over until you've become a wafer.
Until you shrivel up, Oh my goodness.
What can you actually do in this situation though? If someone comes up to you what would you do, Matt? If someone came up to you at work and said, Matt, you are not allowed to drink water or you'll be fired, what would you do?
Oh, I'd be wanting some justification. Like what's the reasoning behind that? What are the expectations around why I'm not allowed to drink water, right? Or if you sign
I've got a reason. Maybe they're calling from June. You know, the Frank Herbert science fiction novel, and they're like stuck in this desert planet where there's not much water. Like, that's fair enough. Like, you've got to take care of the water then. But, like, sorry, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, getting some reasoning behind it, obviously, but then, if they're just going to give you attitude about it, which it sounds like they do. You signed a contract. What's the contract say? Right? Go back through the fine print of those terms and conditions and see what you signed for. Did they give reasons in there? Is there recitals? Is there some legalese in there that says why you can't drink water? I've never heard of that before.
But often, like in the UK, our employment law, like the government's law, will override what a company can put in a contract. So if the government in your country say you're allowed to drink water at work and work must provide it, it doesn't matter what's written in the contract. They have to stick to that. And quite frankly, water is a basic human need. Base one, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's the same is true across the pond here in the U.S. The federal regulations are going to supersede what any individual employer is saying if it goes against federal regulation. So
I'm just thinking, something that just came to my mind here, Matt, is like at the football, right, in the UK, because we had trouble with football in the 80s with lots of people getting into aggro and fights and stuff. They banned alcohol from a lot of grounds. Now, some very sneaky people designed like these bellies that you can wear, that you can put your beer in, and then you have a little straw that comes up and you can drink.
Oh, yeah, the fanny pack things? Oh, yeah.
Maybe you could wear one of those to work as well. They can't ban. Surely, is it in your contract that you can't be fat? Like, just go like with a fat.
You could get one of those bellies, those fanny packs that actually look like a real belly. They're all hairy and stuff. They look like a real stomach. It's like a beer gut.
No, it's actually hairy. Gross.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like real life, real to the touch.
I honestly don't know how I'd seriously react if someone told me I couldn't drink water at work, though. I mean, that would...
Yeah. Yeah, if someone popped attitude and said that, and you didn't know why, they wouldn't give you a reason. I think run it up the totem pole. You're going to HR next, if you have HR. And say what's going on here.
Do you know what it makes me think about? Some of these rules that people make up and bosses make up, or maybe a line manager makes up, come from a place of control, right? Like seeking to
Hmm.
control the situation and exert their authority, and probably because they feel a bit insecure about the situation. So I suppose one thing you could probably do is help your line manager feel a bit more secure. I don't know how you would do that. Like, I don't know. What have you got there, Matt?
Yeah, that's a good point, and I think that speaks to um, coaching up, so to speak. So, when you're stepping into a potentially contentious situation, you're looking to disarm. You're not looking to get on the other side of the table from that boss or that manager and start an argument. You've already lost. How can you disarm? How can you get on the other side of the table where you're trying to see eye to eye with them and trying to understand their perspective first? You're going to create an ally that way and can probably have a lot better conversation around whatever issue it is that you're trying to bring up. But avoiding that confrontation as quickly as possible and disarming the situation by seeing from their perspective first is a good approach to take.
Yeah, I suppose if the line manager's perception or the boss's perception is that the person is slacking all the time and on breaks, and they think them going to grab a glass of water, that their time is their sneaky way of slacking off, then that could be what's driving it. It could be, and just getting to the root of that could help flip the situation around. Of course, the boss could just be a bit crazy, and in which case there's no flipping to be done.
Well, that's a good point because drinking water may not be the problem. It may be a symptom of a greater problem. Those breaks going on a little bit long, or some catastrophic event happening in the past related to water. Those places you go to, those places of business that have a sign, and it's like the most hilarious type of request or rule they've posted out there for the public to see, and you think to yourself, there's a reason they're posting this rule or this request. Something happened in the past that prompted this outrageous request. So to say no drinking water would make me think there might be something outrageous that's happened in the past.
Yeah, I mean that yeah, the like let's personally touched the manager somehow. Like they had a bad experience with a mermaid or something, right?
Maybe, I just thought of this. They contracted to not drink water. Maybe they're a scuba diver.
That's true. That's true. Why did we think of that?
Don't drink the water, you idiot.
Your life insurance doesn't pay out if you're scuba diving
We
underwater.
found the answer. We found the answer.
Oh, for work's sake.
For work's sake. Come on.